Friends, it's your art teacher, Miss Barnett. In this week's lesson called Animals at Play, we've been talking about prints as well as center of interest. And a center of interest is the part of the picture which attracts your eye, and it's the part that the artist wants you to see first. So today we've looked at center of interest in a couple of different artworks, and now we're going to create center of interest in our artwork. So we're going to do a styrofoam print. You're going to need a piece of scrap paper for your drawing. You're going to need a piece of styrofoam the same size as your piece of paper, and we're going to use a ballpoint pen to etch into the paper. So to create a center of interest, we want to think about contrast. So like in this example here on the board, the artist has made the black and white, and then they've made the hood of the figure, the Little Red Riding Hood, red, so it stands out. You also might want to think about creating differences in texture and as well as color like this person did. So what we're going to do is you're going to think of an animal that you would like to create today, and you're going to show that animal in play. You can watch me sketch mine. We want to fill up this page. We don't want to do it small. Remember, whatever size paper I give you, I want you to use the whole paper. Your print is going to show a recognizable animal, and it's got a clear center of interest. Those are the things I'm going to be grading you on today. You can watch me do my sketch. Let's get started. When I finish my line drawing, I'm going to come in and add some texture to the animal's cat. So I'm going to draw some fur. You can watch. Alright friends, now that I've finished adding my texture to my cat, I'm going to take my styrofoam plate. I'm going to put it behind the drawing, lining up the corners, and I'm going to use a little bit of tape and tape it down at the top. We kind of want it to hinge up and down like a door. So now I can lift it and check what I'm working on. We're going to use a ballpoint pen to draw over our drawing again, pressing down firm enough to transfer the drawing, but not so hard that we rip the paper. You can watch me work. Here we go. Okay friends, so to get it to transfer, I went over each of the outlines, the major lines twice, and then when it came over here, I pressed it again with the ballpoint pen. Now I'm going to add the texture that I put on my original drawing. I can just draw that straight on here. Just like that. I'm just pressing to make an indentation. If you can rub your finger over it and feel it, that means you've done enough. Remember, we do not want to press through to the back because then that's going to make a hole and it won't come out as nice. I'm going to add the texture now. Alright friends, my transfer is complete. My styrofoam plate looks pretty close to my original drawing, and now I'm ready to print. So I will show you how to set up a print station. Here we go. Alright friends, now that I've finished my etching into the styrofoam, and I can feel that it's pretty deep, but not deep enough to poke through the back, I'm going to get 2 pieces of construction paper, half size of a full sheet, because that's all we need to cover this up. And we're going to get a printing palette, some ink, a knife, a brayer, which is a rolling tool for printmaking, and a baren, which is a pressure tool. I'm going to ink up my palette and roll the ink onto my plate, and you can watch. Then I will press the paper onto the plate and use pressure with the baren. here we go. The first thing we want to do is put the palette where it connects to the table. You'll see it has these little loops here, lips to catch onto. Then using a plastic knife, we're going to pull out some of this ink. A little bit will do just fine. That should be plenty. We'll spread it. Kind of has the consistency of very thick peanut butter. Then we're going to use our brayer. And it kind of sounds like Rice Krispie treats. Or Rice Krispies when the milk hits them. I'm going back and forth in both directions. My goal here is to make sure that the Baren tool or the brayer tool is fully inked up. It's hard to tell because the rubber is black as well as the ink, but I can see the different texture as I spin it. Then, very carefully, we're going to take our printing palette and ink it up. We're going to go all the way to the edges here. Go lots of directions to make sure you get a nice even coat of ink onto your plate. Don't worry about the table, we can clean that up later. I might give you a little bit of newspaper to put down, but since it's just me, I'm going to do it right on the table. I'm going to get some more ink because I can tell right here it's not the same amount of darkness. It's really important in printmaking that we put the ink on evenly. There we go. All the way to the edges. Excellent. Now I'm going to clean the table off and then we're going to pull the print. Alright friends, now that the table's clean, I'm going to take my brightly colored paper. We want a color that's lighter than the ink so it shows up best. I'm going to very carefully place this down. And then I'm going to take my Baren tool and I'm going to press. I like to go in circles, that way I know I'm giving even pressure to the plate. Going all the way to the edges. Now let's check it. I can hold down on one corner and left. Oop. See, I can already see where I missed some spots. I can also take my hand and press. Let's check it again. There we go, very nice. And there's my print of my animal at play, capturing texture. We could also do a ghost print, so I've got an extra sheet of paper here. I'm not going to re-ink the plate. I'm going to do a ghost, which just means I'm picking up what's left of the ink off of the printing plate. The ghost print will come out much lighter than this initial print will. Let's check. Very nice. And there's my ghost print. I hope you have as much fun making your animals at play as like I did today, and I can't wait to see what you do. Let's get started.